Welcome to your own channel USA Stories and Vlogs. Today we are going to discuss about the greatest unsolved mystery in the United States, so let's get started.
Welcome to a deep dive into the most captivating, enduring, and frustrating unsolved case in American history. Prepare to question everything you think you know. Every country has its cold cases, but one American mystery stands above the rest. A puzzle that has haunted detectives, historians, and true crime enthusiasts for decades. Why does this specific case continue to capture the nation's imagination? It involves elements of disappearance, deception, high-stakes investigation, and an outcome that defies logic. We are talking about the legend of D.B. Cooper, the man who, on a seemingly ordinary day, executed one of the most audacious crimes in history and then vanished without a trace. On November 24, 1971, a man identifying himself as Dan Cooper boarded a flight from Portland to Seattle, forever sealing his name in criminal history. The setting was the Pacific Northwest, specifically a Northwest Orient Airlines flight. The route itself was short, but the events that unfolded spanned across state lines and dense wilderness. Cooper presented a note claiming he had a bomb, demanded $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes. After the demands were met in Seattle, he ordered the plane back into the air, and somewhere over the rugged terrain he jumped. Almost immediately, the FBI launched a massive search operation known as Norjack, deploying hundreds of agents to scour the mountains, rivers, and forests of the drop zone. Initial theories focused on Cooper's knowledge of the area and his calculated use of high-altitude parachuting. They believed he was either military or highly skilled, or perhaps both. The most crucial pieces of evidence included the tie Cooper left behind and the recovery of some of the ransom money years later, but initially, the search turned up nothing but frustration. Dozens of people were investigated over the years, each fitting parts of the profile. Yet none could be definitively placed as the man who jumped from the Boeing 727. Among the prominent suspects are Richard McCoy Jr., who staged a similar hijacking later, and Kenneth Christensen, an ex-paratrooper who bore a striking resemblance to witness descriptions. However, each had elements that ultimately cleared or complicated their involvement. The leading theories range from him being a master criminal who planned his escape perfectly, to a scenario where he perished immediately upon landing in the rugged, forested terrain. Could he have survived, or was his parachute merely a tragic prop? For decades, the case file remained open, but active leads dried up. The sheer difficulty of searching the vast wilderness meant much of the potential evidence was lost to the elements. Investigators faced immense difficulties: a lack of specific landing coordinates, severe weather conditions at the time of the jump, and the vast, unforgiving landscape making a definitive body or evidence discovery nearly impossible. In recent years, the FBI has leveraged modern forensics, attempting to extract DNA from the tie left behind. New searches, sparked by public interest and amateur sleuths, have also tried to revisit the original drop zone. Why, after all this time and effort, does the Cooper case remain the only unsolved skyjacking in U.S. history? It boils down to a perfect storm of circumstances. Key challenges include the lack of clear eyewitness identification, the dispersal of the ransom money due to river currents, and the fact that the primary crime scene was thousands of feet above the ground. D.B. Cooper transcended crime to become a modern American folk hero, a man who beat the system, took the money, and escaped into the misty Pacific Northwest wilderness, perhaps literally fading into the fog of legend. In 2016, the FBI officially suspended its active investigation, acknowledging the case's difficulty but promising to review any new physical evidence that emerges. The most compelling question remains: did he survive the jump? For every investigator who believes the wilderness claimed him, there is another who insists he pulled off the ultimate disappearing act. D.B. Cooper remains a potent reminder that sometimes the greatest stories are those without an ending. What do you think happened? The mystery for now remains yours to ponder.